What's going on YouTube? This is Roger here from Klein Reef, and I got a pretty highly requested video that I wanted to make sure I got all the information out or tested before I got the video out, and it has to do with the ZEOvit supplements that I've been using. I covered this in a video not too long ago for about 30 seconds, but I kind of want to dedicate a whole video to it because I believe it deserves the credit. The 4 ZEOvit supplements that I'm using, I will continue to use probably in every tank that I'll ever use ever. They're products that are not solely based around the need of the zeolite full system, so with the stones and everything, you don't need that stuff to use these 4 products and achieve good results. Sure, I might not be getting the full effect from not using the zeolite stones and all the other ZEOvit bacteria, ZEObac, ZEOstart, all that stuff. I'm not using any of that. I might not be getting the same effect, but I did get a positive impact on my tank's health and color and just stability by using these 4 products. And the 4 ones that I'm using are Coral Vitalizer, which is basically a highly condensed amino acid coral food, basically a coral stimulant, it's a coral drug, makes polyp extensions insane, increases color, all the stuff, and I agree with that. It does. I watched my very pale SPS begin to darken up and increase their polyps at night, almost to the point where they look like they're falling out. Unfortunately, due to the fact that I have a flame angel, I don't get that good a polyp extension at night. I haven't seen the flame angel pick, but I sent a couple corals to a friend who, of the same corals in this tank that I sent to a friend who doesn't have a flame angel, and his corals that I also have awesome polyp extension during the day. So I'm assuming that the corals are keeping them in at night to prevent the flame angel from picking, and you can see him picking on the glass and on the rocks, and I'm assuming that, you know, every once in a while it'll come and it'll pick at an SPS or pick at the clam. I've never seen it, but I'm sure it's happening, and the fact that I sent the same exact corals to a friend and he's getting awesome polyp extension in relatively similar stable systems, I'm just going to attribute it to the flame angel. But at night, the polyps look like they're about to fall out. So that's pretty awesome that a product like that can achieve that result. Same with, I'm sure there's other things like amino acids and acropower and all that other stuff. But I have noticed an improvement on polyp extension in my SPS immensely since I started using Coral Vitalizer consistently. The second one I started using on a consistent basis was Full's Extra Special, and this is basically a coral color enhancer. It basically deepens the tissue on SPS, so it makes this really dark, vibrant color on SPS, and I've noticed that very dramatically on my green slimer, my pink millie, and my Oculus. I always forget the name of it. My purple Oculus. Those 3 corals in specific, they went from almost, you could like almost see through their tissue to their skeleton. Now it's very dark, rich color that I'm seeing through. And before that, I actually had 2. I had a frag of the green slimer from the frag tank, and then I left that frag downstairs, and then I had a frag in this tank which was exposed to all the ZEOvit supplements, and I put them side by side, and I actually have the picture on NanoReef. Maybe I can put it in right now in the video, and you can see the dramatic color difference between the two pieces of coral. One that was exposed to the Coral Vitalizer and the Full's Extra and all the feeding, and one that was exposed to just feeding. And there was definitely a dramatic difference. Sorry, the clock's going off. Sorry if you guys can hear that. There is a dramatic difference in between color and polyp extension between the 2 corals once you put them side by side. The third one I used on a very regular basis. One that I will recommend anyone to use, regardless if you want to even dabble in all the other supplements. Sponge Power is amazing. I've noticed a complete just turnaround in water quality and clarity and just natural filtration of the tank by using the Sponge Power. It's basically a very small micron food, so it'll enhance the growth of small filter feeders like the pineapple sponges that always tend to appear in the sump, things like clams and all the little dust fans on the rocks and stuff like that. All of them just kind of pop up and just help filter your water. And that's you can overdose it, and you'll get a lot of a big outburst in these critters and stuff. And you can get some film. I don't know if you guys can see on my Vortex. I have a little bit of a brown film. That's from overdosing Coral Vitalizer. So you can overdose these products. So finding like the balance between providing the right level of nutrients and keeping it at bay without getting the nasty film algae is kind of something you have to figure out by yourself. The original dosing plan I had was too small, so I upped it, or it wasn't enough, I guess. I upped it, and I upped it too much, so now I'm back down. I almost cut it 25% from my initial 50% increase. So I only ended up increasing about 25% from my original dose. So that's pretty. It took a pretty long time to figure out how much my system could handle, and having a good skimmer helps as well. But back on track, the fourth and final product I use is Foal's Bee Balance, and I had a lot of trouble with pinks and reds in my tank before, and that product is supposed to help with reds and pinks and purples, and sure enough it did. When I first got it, my Monty Caps and my Setosa were almost this pale looking gray, faint, just weird red. I don't know if I have any pictures of it or any pictures that came out close to how I would perceive it in real life, but I started using that. I dosed 2 milliliters of that a week. I think that's what I have. Yeah, 2 milliliters, 1 milliliter twice a week. There we go. And I noticed a dramatic improvement in my pinks and reds. The only coral that I'm having trouble coloring up right now is the Red Planet, and I think that's because it's not getting enough light, but that's a whole different issue. So I'm going to go over my dosing plan with you guys just to give you guys an idea. Coral Vitalizer, I dose 3 drops per day. Usually I try to do it during the day to help increase polyp extension, but once I've noticed that it's not really doing that much, I've started dosing it in the evening right before lights out, and then I feed right after that, so the polyps are out and insane, and then I put all my coral food in, and it's working amazing. Foal's Extra Special, I dose that 1 milliliter 3 times a week, and then Bee Balance, I'm dosing 2 milliliters split up, so 1 milliliter twice a week, and then Sponge Powers 4 drops per day. And then some other supplements that I'm dosing that are irrelated to the ZEOvit. I'm dosing Acro Power, that's 1 cap a day, which is probably about 3 or 4 milliliters. I haven't really measured it out. Potassium, I'm dosing 10 milliliters per week, but I just have realized that I need to up that to 15 today. Actually, I realized I'm going to change that. And iodine, I know it's a big, oh my god, you're dosing iodine. I got a lot of shit for this before. But I will always continue to dose iodine in the tank because I've noticed improvements in my purple coral. So I'm going to keep dosing iodine. It's 2 drops per week. And I haven't noticed any problems with that. I've actually noticed improvements. And 2 drops for 75 gallons is pretty lenient. The recommended dosing would be 3 drops, but I don't feel like pissing off someone else. So I do that. Other things I kind of add in are coral foods. I can go a whole video with this, but at least my coral foods are Reef Chili, Azox, Phyto, Rod's Food for my LPS and fish. They go freaking nuts. I feed Mysis for my candy, or not my candy basset, my Swaleezy basset. He loves it. It's the only time I ever see him out and about. And for the Elegance and the Bubble, they all love Mysis. I've actually, there's a side note, I've actually stopped thawing and draining my food because if you have the appropriate nutrient control, you can basically throw a cube of frozen Mysis in there, and all the little tiny microparticle foods are food for your SPS too. So I've actually been just thawing the cube and dumping the cube into the tank, and I haven't had any algae problems aside from the microfilm that you get on the glass regardless. So if you guys have appropriate filtration and decent water quality, you can handle throwing in a raw cube of food. There's a big trend where you thawed and drained and rinsed and thawed and drained and rinsed, and I was guilty of that too, where I just fed the mysis, but a lot of that, the juices and really small microparticles that go through your mesh net are food for your SPS. So that's what I've been doing, my little advice. But if you guys want to keep an eye on nutrient control and just want to feed meaty foods to your LPS, then by all means do that. Or you could just use larger, meatier foods like krill or I'm blanking, silver sides, sorry. So that's my video on ZEOvit and the kind of a rough thing of what I'm dosing aside from ZEOvit. If you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, recommendations about anything that I talked about in this video, please be sure to leave it down in the comment section below. I hope you guys are enjoying your tanks, and I hope you guys gave ZEOvit a try. It's very, I'm not going to lie, it's pretty expensive. I spent probably $300 on 4 bottles of ZEOvit. No, $250 on 4 bottles of ZEOvit stuff. So it's, I'm not gonna lie, it's not cheap, and I'm sure that its full system is even more expensive. But the results speak for themselves. I'm gonna try and put up a couple before and after pictures of some of the SPS on the end of this video. I hope you guys give it a try at least. If you guys want to dabble in ZEOvit, I would recommend Coral Vitalizer, the amino acids, which I really want to give a try. Sponge Power, absolutely recommend Sponge Power, Coral Vitalizer, and Fulls Extra. Those 3 I will continue to use forever, regardless if I have a full ZEOvit system or just a system like I have now with half-assed ZEOvit. So, like I said, any comments, questions, concerns, recommendations, please leave them down in the comment section below. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Until next time, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.